Welcome to PBS 39 Scholastic Scrimmage. Scholastic Scrimmage is brought to you by the members of PBS 39 and by
Scholastic Scrimmage is sponsored by St. Luke's University Health Network, the region's leading provider of medical education. For more than 100 years, St. Luke's has been dedicated to educating physicians, nurses, and healthcare professionals. To learn more, call St. Luke's InfoLink, toll free at 866 St. Luke's, or visit sluhn.org.
Support for PBS 39's educational programming is provided by the Deluxe Corporation Foundation, proud to support quality programming on PBS 39.
And now your host, Dr. Karen Walton, Provost DeSales University.
Welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. It's the 42nd year that PBS 39 has brought you this academic competition. I'm Karen Walton, and I'm delighted to be your host. From now until June, the best and brightest students from 31 schools will compete for the honor of being the Scholastic Scrimmage champions. At the end of the season, the two final teams will win scholarships for their schools from the Air Products Foundation. Let's meet the team from Panther Valley High School.
I'm Cassie Bender, and I'm a senior.
Matthew Dicka, I'm a senior.
I'm Nathan Miller, I'm also a senior.
And I'm Janet Pickering, and I'm a senior.
Panther Valley's coach is Michelle Martin. And now the team from Nazareth High School.
My name is Mia Rooney, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Allison Smith, and I'm a senior.
I'm Julia McFarland, and I'm a senior.
I'm Abby Richter, and I'm a junior.
Nazareth's coach is Aris Astorian. The judges for today's contest are Sally Campbell, retired English teacher, and Dr. Gary DeLeo, professor of physics at Lehigh University. Remember that the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage demand rapid recall of factual information and are not necessarily indicative of academic training. We understand the rules, so let's begin the contest with a toss-up in biology. This passage describes what gland? It is located in the front of the throat, above the top of the breastbone. Nazareth?
Thyroid.
You are correct, and your bonus. Name the chamber at the pharyngeal end of the trachea that is supported by modified cartilage and contains the vocal cords. Allison?
Vocal chamber.
It is larynx. Toss up in American literature. Which American author was a member of the Fish Patrol in San Francisco Bay and sailed on a sealing schooner, S-E-A-L-I-N-G, sealing schooner? He later wrote The Sea Wolf. That was Jack London. The next toss-up is in chemistry. What is the symbol used to denote the atomic number of an element? Nazareth?
Capital A.
Over to Panther Valley.
The atomic mass?
It is the letter Z. Next toss-up is in American literature. The March family characters in Louisa May Alcott's Little Women are based closely on members of Alcott's family. Louisa May disguises herself as what character? It is Jo, the writer. Toss-up in biology. One of the two main sources of genetic variation is mutations. What is the other? Nazareth?
Sexual reproduction.
Will you explain more? The judges would like you to explain more.
In the process of meiosis, there's like crossover and genetic recombination, which allows gene variants.
Yes, the judges will take that. And your bonus is this. The one way we would accept is the genetic shuffling as a result of sexual reproduction. And so the bonus is this. When does this shuffling occur?
Recombination.
Allison?
Recombination.
No. It's during the formation of gametes or meiosis. Good try. Toss up in U.S. geography. The nation's longest footpath, requiring more than 5 million steps to walk from one end to the other, is laid out along which East Coast mountain range? Nazareth?
Appalachian.
Yes, and your bonus. The Appalachian Trail winds through 14 states. For 5 points each, name the 2 states that are at the ends of the Appalachian Trail. Allison?
Maine and Georgia.
Correct. Toss up in U.S. history. In June 1876, a Lakota Northern Cheyenne combined force defeated a group of the U.S. 7th Cavalry under the leadership of whom? Nazareth?
Custer.
General George Custer is correct, and your bonus. Name one of the leaders of the Hunkpapa Sioux who, many years after the battle, toured with Buffalo Bill's Wild West show and died at the hand of Lakotan police sent to arrest him from fear that he would join the ghost dancers. Allison?
Sitting Bull.
Yes. Toss up in grammar. Adjectives and adverbs can express degree of comparison through the positive, comparative, and what other form? Nazareth?
Negative.
Over to Panther Valley. Superlative. Positive, comparative, superlative. Toss up in physics, paper and pencil, multiple choice. An engine that has an input of heat energy of 10,750 joules and does 2,420 joules of work. Which of the following is the heat loss? On the monitor are the choices. A, is it 0.225 joules? B is 4.44 joules. Nazareth?
C.
C is correct. Bonus, multiple choice. The pressure of a gas inside a closed, rigid container increases when the gas temperature increases. The pressure of the gas increases because A, the density of the gas decreases. B, the rate of the collisions of gas molecules with the surface increases. C, the container expands in size when heated. Or D, the gas molecules bond together to form more massive molecules. Allison?
B
is correct. Toss up in U.S. geography. The Sierra Madre Mountains are one part of the range of mountains that extends from Canada to New Mexico. Name that mountain range. Nazareth?
The Rockies.
Bonus, the Tetons are also part of the Rocky Mountains. They can be found in which state? Allison?
Colorado.
They are in Wyoming. Next toss-up is in chemistry. What 2 oxidation numbers can lead possess? Nazareth?
2 and 4. Positive 2 and positive 4.
That is correct, positive 2 and positive 4. And your bonus. If a neutral atom is oxidized, has it gained an electron, lost an electron, or neither gained nor lost an electron? Allison?
Lost.
Yes. Toss-up in mathematics. Consider the function f of x and its inverse function f inverse of x. If the point AB lies on the graph of f, what point lies on the graph of f inverse? Nazareth.
BA.
Yes. Bonus. The graph of the function f inverse is a reflection of f of x across what line? Allison?
X equals Y.
Correct. Toss up in world geography. World history. In wartime, the provisions for treatment of the sick and wounded fall under what international agreement? The Geneva Conventions. Toss up in vocabulary. Listen to the following sentence. The pathologist went on to describe a visit to Jonathan Swift's grave in Dublin, then segued to the pleasures of the reading rooms of the libraries of Trinity College, end of quote. What is the meaning of segued in this context? Nazareth?
Transferred.
I think that the judges will take transferred. They will take that. Moved, changed, transitioned without interruption. They will take that. And for your bonus, Nazareth, spell segue, no correcting yourself once you begin. Allison?
S-E-G-W-A-Y.
It is S-E-G-U-E, surprisingly. Next toss-up is in music. Which term designates a musical composition for voice, often with instrumental accompaniment, that is used as a setting for a story to be sung, but not acted? Nazareth?
Opera.
Panther Valley?
Acapella.
It is cantata. Toss up in with a video in Pennsylvania history.
While stationed at Valley Forge, General George Washington stored many of his personal household items at which historic farm in Bethlehem?
Nazareth?
Quiet Valley.
Over to Panther Valley. Burnside Plantation. If you haven't visited, you should. It's very close to the Hotel Bethlehem. Next toss-up is in world geography. If you wanted to visit a country in the area of the world known as Oceania, what body of water would you have to cross? Nazareth?
The Pacific Ocean.
Correct. And your bonus. Name the sea that separates Australia from its neighbor, New Zealand. It is the Tasman Sea. Next toss-up is world literature. Henrik Ibsen brought this type of play to maturity with such works as A Doll's House, The Wild Duck, and An Enemy of the People. This genre, developed in the 19th century, dealt with business ethics, illegitimacy, female emancipation, hypocrisy, greed, and other societal corruption. Name this type of play. It's a thesis or problem play. Next toss-up is in world history. In World War I, the Turks inflicted a terrible defeat on the British. The British were attempting to clear the Dardanelles and force a sea route to Russia. The battle is known as what? Gallipoli. Next toss-up is in world literature. In a parody of a woman's physical charms, Sir Philip Sidney describes a number of Mopsa's qualities by comparison to mythological figures. He says she is, quote, as smooth as Pan. What did Pan look like? Panther Valley?
Pan was like a satire. Satire. He's like a goat man.
Will you describe Pan?
Well, didn't he have like goat legs and a human body?
They will accept that, yes. Furry legs, ears of a goat, chest and arms of a man. And your bonus is this, for 5 points each. First of all, Sidney quotes, "With Cupid she foresees." How was her eyesight? Oh, time is up. What you whispered to your captain was correct, so congratulations to you. We can't accept it. It is, Cupid was blind, love is blind, supposedly. And the next part, she is as Juno mild. How is her temper? As Juno mild.
She has a bad temper?
She has a bad temper. Good for you. Got that under the wire. Good for you. Next toss-up is, it is halftime now. Let us look at the final score for the first half. It's Nazareth 130 and Panther Valley is 15. In the first round, we asked the students to tell us something about a mentor or someone whom they respect gratefully. So let's start with Panther Valley. Cassie?
I'd have to respect my English teachers most from last year because that's what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be like them, make kids enjoy their day for a little bit.
Thank you. Matthew?
I probably have to respect all my athletic coaches the most because they praise hard work, and hard work carries over not only on the sports field but also in the classroom.
Mind and body. Thank you. Nathan?
I'd have to say my biggest mentor would be my last year's math teacher, Mr. Gogol. He just helped me out and really made me into a more academic student.
Thank you. Janet?
I'd have to say probably my freshman biology teacher because he's who helped shape my future and make me finally figure out what I wanted to do.
And what do you want to do?
I want to be a veterinarian, so.
Thank you. Let's go over to Nazareth. Mia?
My role model would have to be Stephen Hawking because I really appreciate his perseverance in the face of his disease.
Yes. I'll talk with you after the show. I have met him twice. Yes. Allison?
I think my role model will have to be Serena Williams because I think she's a great role model for all women in sports.
Do you play tennis?
Yeah.
Good for you. Julia?
My role model is Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank because I think that she sets a good example for for women that want to do things in business.
A gutsy entrepreneur, isn't she? Yes. And Abby?
I'm going to have to say Maggie Richter. She's my sister. She's older than me, so more experienced, but she's one of my best friends, and she wanted me to say her name on TV.
How wonderful. Yes, yes. My guardian angel is my sister, yes. The next toss-up is in U.S. history. John Hancock's signature on the Declaration of Independence may be the boldest, but only 2 signers of the Declaration served as President of the United States. Name one of them. Panther Valley?
George Washington.
Over to Nazareth. Allison?
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson is one and John Adams was the other. And your bonus. We all know that Paul Revere rode to warn that the British are coming. What was his occupation? Allison?
Silversmith.
Yes. Toss up in British literature. In the Canterbury Tales, the pardoner tells of 3 revelers who go looking for death to avenge a friend's death. Whom do they meet? An old man who's wrapped up except for his face. Next toss-up is in biology. Carp is not only the name of a fish, but is also the first syllable of the bones of what part of the human body? Nazareth?
The wrist.
Yes, and your bonus. Typing or other monotonous activities using the hands and wrist may lead to the development of what syndrome? Allison?
Carpal tunnel.
Syndrome is correct. U.S. history. What specific United States official customarily administers the oath of office to the incoming Nazareth?
The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
To the incoming president, and your bonus for 5 points each. Give the 2 ways an amendment to the U.S. Constitution can be proposed. Oops, time is up. There are 2 ways. Amendments can be proposed by Congress whenever 2/3 of both houses deem it necessary. And the other is 2/3 of the state legislatures can ask Congress to call a national convention. All of them to date have been proposed in the first way. None have been proposed in the second way. Toss-up in world geography. Park Güell is a sculpture garden located in Barcelona. In what country? Nazareth?
Spain.
Spain is correct. I heard the buzz. Try. And your bonus. Fina Palace, spelled P-E-N-A but pronounced Fina Palace, was created when the ruins of a monastery were adapted to become a royal residence. It is located in the Serras de Sintra in the country that shares the Iberian Peninsula with Spain. Name that country. Allison?
Portugal.
Correct. Toss-up in British literature. In what historical romance does a disinherited knight win a tournament and the name Rowena, Queen of Love and Beauty? Ivanhoe. Toss-up in world history. After unexpectedly becoming king at age 17, this young English monarch quickly gained popularity after Nazareth?
Louis XIV.
I will continue for Panther Valley. After unexpectedly becoming king at age 17, this young English monarch quickly gained popularity after reducing the level of taxation imposed by his father and executing the organizers of the tax regime as his first act. To whom am I referring? That's King Henry VIII. Physics. There are 4 known types of force of interaction in nature. For 10 points, name any 2 of them. Strong nuclear, weak nuclear, electromagnetic, and gravitational. Toss-up in current events. One of the greatest catchers in history, a 15-time All-Star and 3-time Most Valuable Player, he even had a cartoon character named after him. Name this Yankee catcher who passed away. Panther Valley?
Yogi Berra.
And your bonus. Yogi Berra delighted even non-sports fans with his knack for spouting witticisms. For 5 points each, compete these famous yogi-isms. It ain't over.
Till it's over.
Till it's over. And when you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Pick it up.
Yes, did you have that one?
I said pick it up.
Oh, okay. I'll pick it up. Oh, that was cute, but take it. Okay. General geography. Which long fracture in the Earth's crust slices California in 2 from Nazareth?
The San Andreas Fault.
Bonus for 5 points each. Between which 2 tectonic plates does the San Andreas Fault form the boundary?
What? North Americans.
Allison?
The North American and the Pacific.
The North American and Pacific plates are correct, and your next toss-up is in mathematics. In a parallelogram, ABCD, angle B is 3 times as large as angle C. What is the degree measure of angle C? Nazareth?
45 degrees.
Is correct. And your bonus. The surface area of a cube is 54 square inches. How many cubic inches are in the volume of the cube? Allison?
27.
Yes. Toss up in art. Name the architect who designed the Guggenheim Museum. Nazareth?
Guggenheim.
Over to Panther Valley. Frank Lloyd Wright. Toss up in American literature. Who wrote A Wrinkle in Time? Madeline Engel is the correct answer. Chemistry. The region of the electromagnetic spectrum from 400 to 750 nanometers is often called what? Nazareth?
Visible light.
And your bonus? Answer the following 2 questions about the colors of chemical solutions for 5 points each. What color is a copper 2 sulfate solution? Allison?
Orange.
It is blue. And next, an aqueous solution of potassium dichromate in a strongly acidic solution is what color? Allison?
Red.
It is orange. The contest is over. The final score is Nazareth 235, Panther Valley 25. Our thanks to Panther Valley High School for participating. Congratulations to Nazareth High School. We'll see you in round 2 later in the season. Thank you for watching and supporting these excellent students. Please join us next week for another contest on Scholastic Scrimmage.
Scholastic Scrimmage is brought to you by the members of PBS 39 and by
Support for PBS 39's educational programming is provided by the Deluxe Corporation Foundation, proud to support quality programming on PBS 39.